Yeah, I did change, and I'm really glad I changed.
This one's wife. You make me look good. Many narcissists will milk certain things for all they can. As you know by now, the unaware narcissist is governed by the pursuit of the prime aims: control, fuel, character traits, and residual benefits. And therefore, everything that they do when it comes to an interaction with other people relates to those four things. They don't know that. The narcissism causes them to believe that they're doing something else. But it ultimately leads to the pursuit of those prime aims. This one's wife, as you know, recently went to Nigeria on a faux royal tour, and it provided me with much to analyse with regard to her behaviours, and showed various aspects of her narcissism in action once again. But just as this one's wife is the gift that keeps on giving, so has her trip to Nigeria proven to be the same. This is because, even weeks after the attendance, she is still utilising supine publications to bring up the past in the pursuit of those prime aims. You see, ordinarily, the narcissist operates moment to moment to moment. Therefore, control has to be obtained now, and now, and now, and now. In order to achieve that, the narcissism deploys a range of manipulations, sometimes benign, often malign. And two common manipulations are future faking, which is the use of the future to control the now, or bringing up the past, i.e., taking something that has happened and resurrecting it in order to use that to control somebody in this particular moment. Ordinarily, what has gone before falls off the edge of a cliff, evaporates into the ether. The narcissist isn't interested in what happened 5 minutes ago, but only to the extent that it can be used to control the now. This is why narcissists compartmentalize, so that they could have a blazing row with you and then reappear 5 minutes later and act as if nothing has happened, because from their perspective, nothing has happened. The memory of the argument has been wiped clean and will only be resurrected if the narcissism deems that it is appropriate. This is why the narcissist can reappear months later after having treated you badly. It's not that the narcissist is given time for the dust to settle. It's simply the case that the narcissist forgot about it, moved on to something else, and then you have come back on the radar and it's been deemed appropriate to hoover you. Thus, the narcissist utilises the past for the benefit of the control in the now. And this one's wife, in order to make herself look good, has brought up once again her Nigeria trip. And this has been done via Erin van der Hoof, writing in Vanity Fair. The title reads, "This one's wife felt like she was coming home," well, we've all been told that before, but hey, milk it some more, "during her Nigeria trip with Prince Harry." When this one's wife and Prince Harry travelled to Nigeria last month, bringing up the past, it was an opportunity for them to support some of their most important charitable projects in action, from visiting wounded veterans in support of the Invictus Games to kicking off an Archwell-supported teen mental health summit. Now, we all know it was actually all about this one's wife, and those events were just the supporting cast to her appearance. But in between engagements, the couple experienced Nigerian culture, including dance, music, and traditional beaded necklaces. In 2022, this one's wife mentioned on a podcast that a recent DNA test, although nobody's actually ever seen it, had shown that her heritage was 43% Nigerian, character trait acquisition, and ever since, she has been embracing the culture. Well, that's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? She embraced the culture for the purposes of ligging a trip to Nigeria, all expenses paid. During their trip, they were accompanied by Afam Onyema, the head of the Gianco Foundation, who says the Duke and Duchess were impressed by what they saw during their visit. Both Harry and this one's wife, name misspelt amusingly enough, they missed out the H, talked about the pride people have when you get to see Nigeria at its best. Onyema tells Vanity Fair, "It was just really great for her to see that positive side of Nigeria, and that they were there to celebrate her acknowledging her connection to Nigeria. There was such great pride in this one's wife, misspelt again, not running from it, not obfuscating, but saying, 'I'm proud to be a part of you.' I remember she said that she felt like she was coming home. Thus, the event is resurrected, and what she has said is regurgitated again for the purposes of expressing her Nigerianness." One of the foundation's early celebrity supporters was actor David Oyelowo, who has helped fund educational programs with the organisation. Onyema says that Oyelowo got involved after the 2014 Bring Back Our Girls campaign alerted him to the long-term need for girls' education and the impact his involvement could have. If we do it, we have to be a true partnership. It's not just you coming to a red carpet once a year. We have to be in the trenches together. Onyema says he told the actor at the beginning of their collaboration. To his credit, he's just been fully committed. Onyema also asked Oyelowo for some help getting his famous friends involved, and Oprah Winfrey was one of the early supporters for the scholarship. Onyema decided to get in touch with this one's wife, spelt correctly this time, and Harry through Oyelowo after hearing about this one's wife, spelt correctly again, heritage on her podcast. I've known about them, obviously, for many years, and always been a fan of their philanthropic heart. Yes, facade management. He says, I'm like, oh, this is it. We've got to let her know about what we're doing. She had mentioned wanting to get to know her roots, so I thought, well, we're based here in LA, we're doing work in Nigeria, and we have friends in common. During the May trip to Nigeria, he got a chance to see their philanthropy in action. There was great harmony in that trip because there was very much a sense of hard work, well, certainly not by this one's wife, she's lazy, and just getting things done, he says. That's very important to them. From my experience with them and their team, leaving a legacy and impact and really helping people in a direct, tangible way. Well, one wonders if this one's wife, being such a fan of hard work and direct action, is doing anything about the fact that millions of Nigerians are without electricity after the national grid was shut down, as a consequence of a general strike over the rising cost of living. I suppose that rising cost of living wasn't helped by the Nigerian Defence Ministry spunking whatever it did on this one's wife's visit. Apparently, the country's been plunged into darkness, and many flights have been cancelled in the country's busiest airports in Lagos and the capital Abuja, with passengers left stranded. Unions are demanding a huge increase in the minimum wage, saying workers cannot survive on the current rate, which equates to $22 a month. Apparently the government is offering to double this, but security guard Malam Magaji Garba tells the BBC this wouldn't even be enough to buy a 50-kilo bag of rice, which he needs to feed his family each month. You think about the amount of money that was spunked on this one's wife's trip, and all of these people that are struggling. And yet, as they go on strike and electricity's cut and the country grinds to a halt, where's this one's wife? Is she expressing her concerns? Is she perhaps offering to mediate to resolve this matter? Is she donating funds to help out those in need? No. She's busy having a birthday party for Lilibet, but not telling anybody else the details of it. Once again, we have the hypocrisy of this one's wife, ensuring that she flies into a country, swans around, and then milks it thereafter without actually doing anything for the people within that country. It's all about making her look good. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.